Ivan had escaped a civil war that had turned security into something ephemeral and not to be trusted. Turning the door handle, Addy got another flash. This time she was 14, and standing on the porch watching Rita turning the door handle left, then right, then left, after having previously checked 8 times that the windows were closed and locked. Knowing they were already late, and that all eyes in the school auditorium would turn to them when they walked in, Addy had screamed, "For God's sake, Mama, it's locked!" The memory faded and regret tightened her chest. Addy wished she'd understood more about obsessive-compulsive disorder and post-traumatic stress when she was a teen. Although her parents had talked of their childhoods in Dubrovnik, they'd never discussed the war. Whenever she'd asked about it, she'd been told, "It's not important. We are Australian now." But the kids at the local primary school, with their white bread Vegemite sandwiches, had disagreed when they saw Addy's lunch of salami, cheese and olives. The glass front door swung open, and the cloying artificial scent of gardenia hit her nostrils. She gagged. Beating down the nausea, she took another breath and got a lungful of the sweet smell of marijuana with a fried food chaser. So much for the reliable tenants the real estate agent had promised. Stepping inside, she girded herself for anticipated filth. But apart from the walls being brown and sticky with nicotine, everything looked much the same as it had when she'd left at 18, eager for a different life. The same wide, rust-brown velvet couch sat on its rotund feet, although minus Rita's crocheted doilies. The same framed photo of the old walled city perched on a shimmering bay hung on the wall, except instead of being fastidiously straight, it tilted to the right. Addy automatically straightened it, as she'd done each week as a child when it was her job to dust. Her gaze slid to the upright piano. But with its closed lid and mahogany sheen dulled by layers of dust, it lacked familiarity. Despite rising reluctance, her hands overrode her head, and she pulled up the lid. She stretched her fingers, struck a chord, and flinched at the off-key sound. The piano had been Rita's pride and joy, and it had never been allowed to fall out of tune. A stubborn streak of teen rebellion filled her, and she played a honky-tonk riff from The Entertainer. The defiance evaporated, and she dropped the lid. "Sorry, Mama." She inspected the rest of the house. The kitchen's exhaust fan was coated in grease. The shower was host to a colony of mould, and there was a stain of unknown origin on the carpet in the master bedroom. Nothing that sugar soap, bleach, eucalyptus oil and elbow grease couldn't shift. By the end of the weekend, the house would still be stuck in its 90s decor time warp, but it would sparkle. Addy paused in the narrow hall outside her childhood bedroom and stared at the single bed, remembering its ruffled pillowcases and detested quilt cover. At 15, she'd begged for a surfing design but had instead been given a grand piano cover. With it had come the full weight of Rita's expectations. From that moment, her mother's hopes and dreams, which had already cloaked Addy all through the day, became inescapable at night. Stepping into the room, she opened the freestanding wardrobe Ivan had built for her, including a special wooden box to lock away her treasures. She was surprised the tenants hadn't torn down the smiling face of Lane Beachley and the other surfing posters she'd pinned there between 13 and 17. Was her board still in the shed? Her gaze slipped to her belly, and she sucked it in. If it was, she was probably too heavy to use it. If you lost some weight, if you drank less, if you were nicer to me, tidier, worked less. Go away, Jasper. She released the catch on the window, threw up the sash and leaned out, stretching her arms wide. Cool, salty air tingled her nostrils, and she gazed down at the half-moon bay with whitecaps flashing across a moody and unwelcoming grey sea. An unexpected shaft of sunshine suddenly pierced the heavy cloud, and golden rays lit a narrow band of water, taking it